Hey there, welcome to the bonus round. We will get into some spring cleaning of sorts on the mat today. You'll need 2 blocks, tune-up balls, a blanket, and a wall space somewhere near you. We'll actually go ahead and get started standing. So come on up to stand with your feet comfortable, hips width distance here. And just let your body settle. Bring your hands together and create some warmth and heat in between the palms. So really rubbing the palms, creating lots of warmth there. Few more seconds. Really want to make sure you're nice and toasty for this next part. Okay, we're going to take that warmth, and like our hands are 2 really nice warm washcloths. We're going to wash and scrub along the skin layer of the body. So getting every part of the body, and underneath the feet, tops of the feet, around the back body. Scrubbing, washing, spreading that warmth across the skin layer. Getting your face, your head. Warming up that awareness of our biggest organ, our skin. Okay, from here, this light scrubbing is going to turn into a very light slapping or drumming. Your body is the drum. Music here. So this can be a tap, a slap with the palms, with the heels of the hands, with the fingers, relaxing the jaw. And then let that quiet down as you let your arms rest along the sides of the body and slip the eyelids shut. And notice, scan the body as you stand here. How do you feel in this moment on your mat? Becoming aware of the tingling, buzzing, warming sensation across the body. And take a full, deep, deep breath into the nose. And open the mouth, big, powerful exhale out. Got a couple more like that. Deep breath in, filling the lungs, filling every cell of the body with air. And exhale, let it go. Empty all the way out. One more deep cleansing breath in. And big release, let it go. Seal the lips and find a comfortable breathing pace in and out of the nose. As you let the palms gently rotate to face forward, finding that external rotation in the shoulders, that softening, that heaviness of the shoulder blades down the back body. And call to mind, call to mat any intentions you would like to set for this practice, for this very cleansing, detoxifying practice. So maybe your intentions are around what you're ready to let go of as we shift into spring. What you're ready to cleanse from the body, the mind, the spirit. With your next inhale, blink the eyes open and take a deep breath in as the arms reach overhead. As you exhale, release down, forward over the legs. Find a halfway lift of the spine with your inhale. And as you exhale, knees bend, hands plant, step on back to your downward dog. Take a full breath in through plank pose. And exhale, lower down, knees, chest, chin are all the way to the earth. Tops of feet anchor, shoulder blades roll back with your inhale to back bend. And your exhale to push back and through down dog. Walk the feet forward towards the hands, finding your forward folds. Inhale, reach the arms wide, press down through the feet, stand tall. And then hands to heart center with your exhale. Make sure your feet are hips width distance or a little wider. We'll be taking some squatting. With your inhale, sit the hips back, soften. You can round forward into your fullest expression of your squat. And then with your exhale, power down through the feet, the legs, thrust the hips forward. Find that gathering of the glutes nice and strong. Inhale, soften and round, spill down through the spine. Relax the pelvic floor, and then exhale, everything gathers up from the floor, finding that press of the hips forward. Deep breath in, soften down, and deep breath out, charging up and forward. A few more. Inhale to soften, squat. Exhale, push down to lengthen, open through the front hips. Inhale. Find that deep crease in the hips, the knees. Exhale, pressing forward, flooding those lymph nodes with fresh movement. One more inhale to soften down. And exhale to push and lengthen. This time, you'll lower down through your squat, transition your hands forward, and step the shins back to your tabletop. Working into rhomboid push-ups. So the arms stay straight this whole time. We're just working into the scapula, or the shoulder blades. So with your inhale, you're going to soften the chest towards the floor. Let the shoulder blades slide towards the spine line. With your exhale, push down into the earth. Shoulder blades widen far, far away from the spine line. Inhale, soften through the chest. Shoulder blades glide towards one another. Exhale, push down and widen the shoulder blades away. One more deep breath in. Shoulder blades gather towards the midline. Exhale, push, and they reach away from the midline. And now stay here in this push-up position. Let the head release and hang heavy. Continue with your scapular push-ups while the head stays fully relaxed here. Inhale to lower. Exhale, keep the head relaxed as you push down and rise across the back, the upper back. Inhale, soften those shoulder blades towards one another. Exhale, push down to accentuate the space in between the shoulder blades, almost like a little cat spine in the upper back. One more inhale, shoulder blades glide to the midline. Exhale, push and press the shoulder blades away from one another, keeping that head really relaxed. And now at the top of your scapular push-up, rise the head back in line with the spine. So you're looking straight down in between the hands. Take an inhale, look over to the right. And exhale back through center. Keep the back of the skull pushing up towards the sky. Inhale to the left. And exhale through center. Inhale, looking to the right. Keep those shoulder tips away from the ears. Notice if your shoulders are kind of hugging up towards the ears. Let them slide down. Exhale through center. Inhale, look to the left. And exhale, come back through center. From here, bring your blocks into play. You'll take them at the highest setting. A little bit more towards the left side of your mat, and you'll slide that right foot around to the right edge of your mat for a wider low lunge, keeping that back knee grounded, and we'll circle around in the pelvis. Let the shoulders, the head relax after that deep work, deep isolated work into the shoulder girdle. Movement spilling around the bowl of the pelvis as you circle into the hip sockets. And then reverse the direction of the circle a few times. And come on back through your neutral place here, pressing the left palm down into the block. That can be at whatever height feels best. Making sure shoulders stacked over your elbow, right fingertips to the back of the skull, and then right elbow tucks down towards the floor. So your spine is neutral here. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, push into the left hand to reach that right elbow up towards the sky. Full inhale, come back through center. Exhale, elbow lifts up. And inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, push down the bottom hand to reach that elbow tall and up, twisting. Inhale, center. One more exhale to rotate, nice deep twist for the thoracic and cervical spine. And inhale back through center. Exhale, release the hand down and right shin comes back. You'll switch left leg around to the outside edge of your mat. Blocks stacked under the shoulders and go for a ride in the pelvis. Stirring up some deep movement into the hips, lubricating the joints. Reverse the direction of the circle. And come back to a neutral position here. Right hand stays on a block. You might choose to drop that block lower down. Left fingertips to back of head. Hug that upper arm bone. Elbow tip in towards the side of the face. Push down through the right palm. And with your next exhale, rotate open to twist. Inhale guides you back through center. Neutral in spine, and then exhale, push down to deepen, open into the twist. Inhale through center. Exhale, bottom hand pushes down to activate the left elbow, reaching up and back. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate through. One more deep breath in through center. And a deep breath out, finding the rib cage, twisting, opening through that left underarm. And inhale, back through center, hand to block, shin reaches back. Take your blocks now onto the lowest setting, about as wide as your mat. Palms on the blocks, big toes together, knees nice and wide. Sit the hips on back. Keeping the press of the palms down against the blocks so that we're lifting this child's pose a little bit in the upper body so that your upper body, your chest, your belly has a little more distance to descend down into. Opening through that underarm, upper back area, deepening into that stretch. Full breath in. And full breath out. Big inhale, send your breath into the upper part of the lungs, towards the shoulders, the underarms, upper back. Big breath out, let it go. With your next inhale, come on up to tabletop. You'll cross the legs, bring your hands to blocks, slide them back with you as you come to a seat. And then have the blocks framing towards the back of your mat. Legs can come out long and you'll scoot your hips forward. Find your blanket. We'll take that blanket to create a roll of support for the spine. So I'm not sure exactly how your blanket is folded, but you're going to fold your blanket up in a way that allows you to find kind of long, more slender roll, so you don't want too much bulk and support here, just enough to support the spine line. So we're going to place it along the back half of the mat, and that is going to come from the base of the low back, releasing down, and it should hopefully be long enough to support the head and the neck as well. And making sure it feels comfortably supported for the spine line, scooting your hips a little lower down if it feels like it's kind of crunching into the low back. And knees will bend, feet will plant. You're going to take your blocks into either hand and hold on to them in whatever configuration your hand size allows. I have really small hands, so I cannot grip around like that. This would be ideal. So if you can do it like this, or I'm just gonna try to balance them, just a little bit more challenging. We're taking the blocks on that lower, flatter setting, ideally, and you're going to do a little weighted angel arms. So you're taking the arms from cactus up overhead and back down to cactus. It's nice and slow in your timing. If you're using cork blocks like me, there's a little more weight there. If you got the foam blocks, then it's going to feel a bit more on the restorative side than the work and effort side. Finding this deep opening across the chest, working lightly into the shoulders and the pecs. And if your elbows can come all the way down to the floor, then you can definitely take that position where the arms are fully connected to the earth, or as connected as much as possible as they glide. So you're really making your snow angels here with your blocks. And then you'll take the arms to stay up overhead with the blocks in hand and see if you can relax the shoulder blades down around that blanket roll. A light push of the back of the skull against the blanket as the weight in the palms help that opening across the chest. The underarms, some interesting stretching can happen here. Take another deep breath in. And a deep breath out as those elbows glide back down towards cactus. You'll lift the hands, find those blocks to come off to the side. And then you can just roll over to one side and bring yourself up to a seat. If you'd like, you can take that blanket now, unroll it, and fold it up for a little extra support underneath the hips. We're finding our cross-legged seat. And you'll take your arms to reach out to the sides, a little bend in the elbows, softness through the palms, kind of similar to the last class, finding that gentle cupping there. And you'll take your left fingertips to reach over towards the right side of the head here. And then draw your left ear towards your left shoulder. Let this left hand get really heavy against the side of the skull. And now with this right arm, you're not reaching from the fingertips. You're actually, again, keeping that soft. You can return to that visual of holding blossoms, freshly picked flowers in the palms, really gentle and delicate. But then from the elbow, from that right elbow, reach the right elbow away from the shoulder. And take a deep breath in here. And a deep breath out. One more inhale. And then exhale, come on back through center. Release that left arm. Soften the palm. Right arm reaches overhead and around to the left side of the skull. Peel that right shoulder towards, or right ear towards the right shoulder. Take a big breath in. And deep breath out. Head is getting heavy towards the right as that left elbow is reaching out away from the shoulder, from the collarbone. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale, slowly release it back up through center. Bring the hands to the thighs and just give a generous roll out through the shoulders, the head, neck. Okay, we'll come back to our backs for a brief moment to work into our psoas. So you'll come down, psoas and core body. So coming down here, finding the knees bent, feet planted, you're going to lift your head off away, head and shoulders away from the earth, and then bring your legs to your tabletop, hands to thighs. You're going to push your hands against your thighs, thighs against your hands, and then find a little bicycling here. So you're kind of pushing one leg and then pushing the other leg. As that leg pushes against the hands, you're giving yourself resistance, finding a little side to side movement with the torso. Keep going, a few more. And now lower your head and neck and keep the resistance and that movement in the legs. So now the head, neck, shoulders get a break, but the psoas continue to find that work. We're just kind of trying to exhaust the psoas muscles here so they can really relax once we head to the wall for legs up the wall. So keep pushing, finding that resistance. Deep cleansing of the core energy for another 3, 2, and 1. Hug both knees into the belly. Deep breath in. Open the mouth, let it go. Roll on up. Rock on up to a seat. And let's find our tune-up balls. Going to bring both of the tune-up balls out of that mesh bag and take one in each hand. You're going to cover your eyes with the tune-up balls and then roll those balls down underneath the eyes so that they're centered underneath each eye along the cheekbones. Elbows are naturally bent. You're going to round the spine and let your upper arm bones, your elbows, relax along the front of the rib cage. Head is heavy forward and down. So you are letting the weight of the skull drop down against the pressure of the tune-up balls. Finding a trigger point for the sinuses. Breathe into this space. Surrender the weight of the skull further down against the pressure of the tune-up balls. Each round of breath, each exhale allows you to get a little heavier in the head, a little deeper into that pressure. Find a very light roll of those tune-up balls side to side, closer in towards the bridge of the nose, and then further out towards the temples. Just a few rolls, gliding across the cheekbones, back and forth. And then return those tune-up balls back to the center of the cheekbones. One more deep breath in, head is nice and heavy here. And open the mouth, big exhale. Inhale, slowly lift the head away from the tune-up balls. And you can set those off to the side. We will now make our way to the wall. And you can have your blanket with you. So we're going to bring the blanket, so there's a little bit of padding for you against the wall space. And you are going to sit to one side. So you're kind of scooting in, trying to tuck yourself, your sits bones against the wall. So you're in this little tight fetal position, and attempt to get your butt as close to the wall as possible. So use your hands, really scoot in. And then you're going to roll onto your back. And you may have to, depending on where you started with that blanket roll, ideally you're starting on one side or the other side and rolling onto the center, but I personally did not plan it out well for myself, so you may have to lift up the hips and scoot it to get it centered. And then let your hands come to rest on your belly as you relax your jaw. And deepen into the breath. The legs are relaxed, very supported by the structure of the wall. I have a little softness and bend in the knees. Those heel bones are heavy. Toes really relaxed. And take a big, big breath in through the nose. A deep cleansing exhale out of the mouth. Full, slow breath in. Out of the mouth, let it go. One more. A deep inhale, filling the lungs all the way up. And biggest exhale out, let it go. And just allow your body to rest here. To continue that detoxifying, cleansing work that you started. Now letting that integrate. Our movement opened up some of those detox pathways and brought a lot of movement into the various lymph pockets or pockets of clusters of lymph nodes in the body. So we got a reboot, refresh of our lymphatic system. And now here, taking this inversion, we're continuing to get some of that lymph moving more freely, blood, any other fluids that are stagnant in the lower body now have the opportunity to drain back towards the heart, where they can recirculate, rejuvenate the body. If you have the time today to stay here for a few more minutes, I highly encourage it. And if it's time for you to move on with the rest of your day, you can end your practice with me. Slowly bending the knees, letting the heels drag down against the wall. As the thighs soften towards the belly, you can take a light hug of those legs in towards the chest. And you'll roll off to one side. And then gently push yourself back upright to a seat. You can come to rest, sit up against your wall, kind of lean your head, your spine, shoulder blades against that support of the wall space. Encouraging you to sit a little taller while relaxing, staying relaxed in your seat. Enjoying that support. With your next breath in, reach the arms out and around overhead, making two gentle fists at the top. And as you exhale, draw those fists down to the low belly. Bow your chin towards your chest. Keep the rest of the body, rest of the back against the wall. Just nodding the chin in towards the chest, receiving that stretch along the back of the neck. Bowing down to the wisdom of the body, of this detoxifying practice, and the earth. As you seal in, acknowledge and deeply integrate the benefits of moving on your mat today. It was an honor to guide you and hold space for you today. I hope that this bonus class served you in some small way, helped you get a little spring cleaning for your personal architecture. And next month, I hope to see you back on the mat. We will be exploring our connection to the air element, the element of the spring season. Until then, stay luminous.